What do I do to make a difference to the environment in my own time? Many years ago I heard someone say that if I walk past rubbish, I'm no better than the person who put it there. So I've just got this terrible habit now of stopping wherever I'm going in my path and just picking up the rubbish whenever I see it.
The biggest thing I do is, because I've got a large family at home, I take reusable shopping bags to the shopping centre for my groceries.
Something like nearly 9,000 litres of water which we collect from our roofs. And I think from our perspective now that we can water our really beautiful gardens that we do have now with a lesser worry of having to pay the bill as a result.
One thing that my family does as a whole is we go through everything that goes in the rubbish bin, that goes in the recycling bins.
It starts with something small, just at home, putting the rubbish and sorting it into the bins, going to the supermarket and taking green bags, or just walking along the street and making sure my street's clean.
In our family home, we replaced all the light globes over to energy efficient fluorescent globes, reducing our power usage.
I'm an avid cyclist, so even if I'm heading up to the shops, just trying to get out of the house, I'll hop on the bike and just go for a ride. It keeps me fit, gets me out in the fresh air and lets me enjoy nature as it is.
I like to recycle as often as I possibly can. Any products that are recyclable, it's always a fantastic idea to try and reuse them.
We look at recycling where we can, crush, reduce, recycle. We use products within the home that are able to be recycled or biodegradable and good for the planet.
Something I like to do when I go on walks up in the mountains and things like that, on my way down, is I'll actually stop and pick up bits of rubbish.
At home, we have reduced our electricity bill by about $200 a quarter by implementing a whole range of little things, from light bulbs to timers.
I make sure that if I see some unsafe practices, that like throwing wrapping paper or anything on the ground, I feel I have that responsibility of informing them of their environmental responsibilities. And I go over and friendly chat to them and say, well, would you do it in your house, or would you prefer me to show you how to dispose of that in the correct manner?
Being able to recycle products and even take my own shopping bags to the supermarkets these days is just a small part of how I help to contribute to a cleaner planet and for a sustainable future.
At the moment I'm doing renovations and I'm reusing as much material as I can. I try not to waste anything, besides the fact that it's more money that I'm spending. It damages the environment, and at the end of the day I want my children, my children's children, to have at least the same standard of living as I've got now.
2.5 acres of property, lots of mowing, lots of grass clippings, kitchen waste. We compost all that, then use that on the garden to grow our own vegetables.
I've started going to the regular Clean Up Australia Day in my local area down at the Georges River. I found that quite invigorating to participate in and help clean up the river area.
More conscious of what we do at home, with the way we use our waste, our recycling, make sure things go into the bin properly, and things that in the old days we would have tipped down the gully trap or down the drain that we thought were okay, these days don't happen at my house.
My cousin's youngest daughter has been tending some chooks, their chook farm in the back of their yard, and she's started a little entrepreneurial business of her own of selling eggs. And so she needs, and she continually runs out of, egg cartons. So I've started collecting egg cartons.
I live in an apartment that doesn't require air conditioning or fans in summer or heating in winter due to its passive solar design. And that's just a simple example of the sort of things that anybody can do to make a difference to the environment. If we all do one small thing each day, it adds up to a large difference.